Are we ready? Oh shit. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the War Machines tutorials, you guys, here at the War House. My name is Adam Steele, and I'm going to show you today probably one of the more popular, famous machines that has become famous recently, with people getting to discover our location, what it is we do here, and like the atmosphere and environment we created in the fitness industry. This one is a Pendulum Squat. It's essentially designed. I'm about to introduce it to you, and lucky for me today, not only do you have me to demonstrate, but I have a beautiful assistant who is a more fit, beautiful person than I am. And so Mel will be, Sweet Victory on Instagram, will be helping out today. Thank God. All right, let's get into it. Well, let me present to you the War House War Machine. This is a Pendulum Squat. It's a new design I created. Essentially, I did some research with different trainers and introductions to this machine by Atlantis, Nautilus, and also Arsenal has a model that is similar in design, essentially to create like the pendulum effect of a squat type machine. Now, essentially a pendulum is a counterweight squat that's essentially supposed to offset the load to create less pressure on the knees, hips, and lower back, where you're supported by counterweight, which is we have right here. So I designed this one specifically because after trying all the models that are on the market today, I was not entirely satisfied. I did not feel like they were as good as they could be. And also, none of them seem to actually be active pendulums. And a pendulum is where it's an offset by a counterweight. So if it does not offset the machine, once the counterweight breaks the highest plane, offsetting the weight on the end of the fulcrum or lever, then what is the point to it? Another reason why, me personally, the model with Arsenal Strength and some other ones, where the weight is actually distributed directly out from the pivot arm, forces it to be heavier at the bottom than the top, which is counterproductive for like overall joint health as far as strength conditioning. That's why a lot of people complain about they're too heavy, it hurts the front of their knees. Anyone with any sort of injuries, pre and post, it can cause, aggravation, things like that. I designed it with padded, a specific actual plate to where you can grip and you're on a raised stage to attack the machine and entry like that. So with that being said, as you can see the plates here, there is no neck support like other machines because I wanted it to be one flexible, as well as this is the only one that you can run in reverse. So not only is it a pendulum, it's also a front squat. And I will demonstrate that here shortly. So we have large horns. So with this one as well, I wanted to design it so as you lift it, your standard arm that you would see on a pendulum machine of any design has an unlocking mechanism, and then it can go up and down. I also placed one on the back, so if you are a trainer, you can assist your client and or spotting partner, your training partner, to where you can lock it from the back while gripping the weight. It's a little bit safer for the assist, in case you need help, you know what I mean? And so with that, it's fantastic. This is obviously a prototype and a gnarly looking construction, but it does its job. And so also, the biggest thing I was describing with the engineering and the physics of a pendulum squat, of the War Machine that I have here, is that it is the only true designed offset machine in the market. It's the only one that is completely safe. It zeroes out at the bottom, so if you were to overload, you can actually hit failure and you can sit in this machine and duck out of it. Completely safe. We've had IFBB pros come here after knee surgery and do some rehab on this machine. It's quite fantastic. It has a continuous increased overload that's calculable. So it's quite wonderful. As she takes position, you can see the entry, the shoulder pads, height and size, everything is very ergonomic, very comfortable. How does it feel? Good. Okay, if you'd like to enter the machine and you can demonstrate how it runs, okay? And you can walk up the platform into multiple positions, and then you can go ahead and proceed to squat. And as you can see, it's comfortable. How's the range of motion feel? How does it feel on your knees and how low you're able to go with such depth? It doesn't hurt at all, right? Yeah, fantastic. The angle is specific to this design as well as the height of the platform. And as you can see here, the biggest factor here that's different from other machines, as she goes up, she's actually moving the seat with the angle on the bar in an arcing motion. So other ones where the pendulum is offset and it's much closer, it's jamming you straight down, not at a swooping arc to where you're actually having to force it up with your spine versus back and up in essentially an arc, which makes it a more ergonomic from your knee to your hip flexion, and much more comfortable for stability because you're loading into it, and not only downward, but and then front downward as well. Now, this is one good form. You can, depending on your foot placement, you can hit your feet placement close. You can hit interior, you know, a little bit closer. You can go quads, hamstring. You can go wider for a glute and ham. One really good one, if you demonstrate for me the first one, if you remember.
Yeah.
The single leg and glute. Just go ahead and force it back. Boom. And this is a fun one. So remember, as you place, you can kind of cross out into the front of your hip and then drop one leg. And this is a great movement for a lunge and glute support. It's fantastic. Yeah. And as you can see here, targets very well. All right, and then so this is the War Machine. It's a very popular one here. It is a humble machine. It will take you to school as far as that goes. I do not design any of the War Machines for an ego. My whole thought process was machines that have too much leverage, where you have to load 10 plates or 5 plates on each one just to get 15 reps, is poor construction. It doesn't make sense if you want to have something that's effective in a gym and effective for people if you can use 10, 25, 45 or multiple plates. You don't need, if you're loading 10 plates on something, it's not working for you, it's working against you. And then this is how we do it. Everyone pay attention now to this part of the video. It's the most important. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Everybody ready? Here we go. Off it goes. Over here. I'll show you. And then just like that, I just re-racked that plate. Holy shit. You'd be surprised how difficult it is, but it's one of our rules here. I believe it's number 2 after number 1. And if you check out our page, you can see all of the house rules. But we try to make sure you re-rack your damn weights, because if you don't, all the cameras will catch you and we will tag you and put you on blast on our page, because that's how it works here. Re-rack your fucking weights. Anyway, thank you. Y'all have a wonderful night.